Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of TDOC Talks. We're back in the East, specifically at the Bledsoe County Correctional Complex, where tonight we're going to talk with the director of the Recreation Department to see how they're utilizing programs to help offenders learn and grow and develop. Hello from the Visitation Gallery here at the women's side of the Bledsoe County Correctional Complex. I am so excited that I've got with me Director of the Recreation Department at BCCX, Miss Staci Willey. Ms. Willey, thank you so much for having us here. I'm super excited, not because I'm really looking forward to talking about the Recreation Department and the various programs that you guys offer, but because this is your debut on TDOC Talks. So welcome, thank you for having us here at Bledsoe, and how are you tonight?
I'm great.
So your department is the Recreation Department. Can you tell us a little bit about what that entails? When people think of a recreation department inside of a prison facility, they might not really know kind of where to go with that. So can you give us an overview of the Recreation Department?
Yes, the Recreation Department is basically here to develop a comprehensive recreation program to have these offenders have programs to keep them out of trouble that's good for their mind, good for their body, to keep them active. A lot of things that we do various tournaments. We run a crochet program. We have hobby shops, so they not only are entitled, feel that they have to do regular sports, which usually is what people in recreation, that's what they think of.
So you seem to have a lot going on here just under your purview, what with all the sports, and you're having tournaments, and you've got crocheting and art projects and hobbies that are all happening here. So what's a normal day for you like? It's got to be pretty busy. You must not have a lot of free time at all.
A normal day, I come in and when I first come in, it's usually lockdown time because I come in later in the day. So I'll get together all my paperwork and get all my hobby shop orders turned in, processed. Any kind of paperwork that I need to do, I'll do that. And then about 2 o'clock, when education gets dismissed, I call my crochet workers out. And we get them out and they'll crochet for our various charity projects. And then they stay with me through count. And then once count clears, I open up the hobby shop for the offender population. And then typically on the weekends is when I do all my tournaments because everybody's out of work, out of school. And so that way everybody has the opportunity to participate.
So how important do you think offering, recreational outlets, so to speak, which is between the hobbies and the sports, why do you think that's so important to the offender population?
It's very important. It helps them not only therapeutically, but it also helps them keep their mind and keep them busy. Because a lot of them get bored really easily, so it keeps them out of trouble. They have an outlet to go. If they're having a bad day, they have an outlet to release their anxiety. And
I love how you mentioned that not only are these sports and these physical activities benefiting them from a physical exercise standpoint, but it's also benefiting them from a therapeutic and cathartic standpoint. I'm really excited to talk about the new program, Dance to Be Free. And for our viewers, they've been seeing the clips of the dancing that's been happening throughout this interview that we've shown. And now I really want to talk about that because that program seems to be enveloping everything that you were just describing in terms of benefits from the Recreation Department in one single program, and that's the Dance to Be Free program. Can you tell us about that program and how it got launched?
They wanted to launch it here at BCCX due to the fact that we do not have as many programs as the other facilities do because we're small in nature. So we decided that we were going to launch it and to see how it goes, and they came in for a 3-day workshop for, how long were they, 4 hours a day? They were 4 hours a day, and they taught these ladies how to be trainers and teach the whole offender population as far as how to dance. And not only did they go in depth with like teaching them different steps and stuff like that, they also taught them ways to cope with their stress, to cope with anxiety, because music not only is, a lot of people like to listen to it, but it's also a way to release your anxiety and help with their mind.
I think that's fascinating to hear about this program, just how they're using dance. But this isn't just simple, let's come in and learn a couple of steps. This is a very in-depth program, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What else goes into it? Because if I understand correctly, there's more than, again, just the dancing aspect. This program is very holistic. What besides the dancing and the choreography does this program entail?
They also journaled and talked about how they first felt when they came to prison, to how they feel now, and to how they feel after they've been exposed to this program. And I've actually read some of the journals, and it's kind of touching just to see where these girls were when they first came to prison, because some of them have been locked up for several years.
And that's really important, the journaling and just the pouring out of that emotion and getting those feelings out. That's phenomenal. It seems like a really great program. So you said you're about a month in. Have you seen changes in how these females are coping? Do they seem to be doing better? Do they seem to be enjoying the program? How's it been?
Yes, a lot of them seem to be enjoying it. A lot of them have learned different ways to cope with their emotions. A lot of them have told me when they come to class they feel so much better when they leave, just because they've bottled up their emotions. And being in an open bay pod, it's hard for them to have their outlet to be able to release their stress and anxiety, because somebody's always watching them.
Okay. 4 weeks in, obviously this program, as you said, it's gaining national recognition. It's an incredible program. You guys are just getting it up off the ground, getting it to the point to where the offenders can now take the ball and run with it to the rest of the population. So can you give us a little bit more of an idea of what the next steps are?
Well, right now we're primarily focusing on making sure these offenders are comfortable dancing with each other, because a lot of them, it's an awkward thing to dance in front of people, especially if you've never really been a dancer or anything like that. So right now I've been getting them out once a week, and we've been going over different routines. We have a DVD set that has various routines, and we've been getting familiar with the songs, getting familiar with the moves before we introduce it to the compound.
Excellent. And these DVDs, this program, what was the cost to BCCX or TDOC?
It did not cost us a thing.
Nothing at all. That is phenomenal. Well, is there anything else that you want to share about the program or about the recreation department here at Bledsoe County Correctional Complex?
I just think the program's wonderful. Not only is it good for their physical health, but it's good for their mental health as well. And it gives them a different program to be involved in other than just your normal everyday church, school, work activities. It makes it much happier, and it makes it a much safer place, not only for staff and other inmates, but for everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, reducing that anxiety, I'm sure reduces aggression, and then if you have an offender population that's not aggressive, that lowers confrontations, and that makes the facility so much safer for not only the offenders, but obviously the officers who are in the units and working with these offenders throughout their day. That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for having us here. We know that you're super busy. Again, you've got tournaments and you've got the hobby shop. So again, we appreciate the few minutes of your day that you're allowed to have with us. We thank you guys for viewing and watching. We appreciate your time. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of TDOC Talks. And remember to go to our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter for some behind-the-scenes photos of the program and how it has launched here at Bledsoe. And as always, for more information on TDOC and any of our programs or strategies, visit us at our website, tn.gov/correction.